Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Addict, where sports it's all that matters. So I'm still sticking with the NFC North, and I will be predicting the Green Bay Packers record for the upcoming NFL season. The question coming into the season for the Packers is the O line. I have the Packers going 12-5. The experts have you going 8-8. But anyway, your first game, you're going to be in Brazil against the Eagles. The Eagles' issues, or I already said your guys is the O line. Is run defense get to the Super Bowl? But that's a different goal. I'll say get to the Super Bowl more of a goal, but the run defense. I know you guys signed Josh Jacobs, but if somehow that run defense of the Eagles can step up and stop and, penetrate that offensive line. I know Jordan Love's going to move around, give himself time, but I feel like if the Eagles somehow run defense starts out great, week one, then it's going to be a problem. So that's why I'll give you guys the loss against the Eagles. And then you'll be against the Colts. You go back home against the Colts. And the Colts' issues are Anthony Edwards staying healthy and taking the next step of franchise quarterback and winning a playoff game, which that's more about winning a playoff game than a question mark that they need to answer during the season. So I'll give you guys the win over the Colts. Then you'll be at Titans. They have you guys losing to the Titans. But I'll give you guys the win against the Titans because the Titans question marks built around Will. They have issue on the tight end, running back, and O line. So they have a lot of questions they need to answer, so they can build around Will. So that's why I'll give you guys the win over the Titans. Then you'll be at home against the Vikings. Vikings is lack a wide receiver. They had another question, which was JJ, but JJ's McCarthy is out for the season. So I'll give you guys the win over the Vikings in your guys' first matchup. Then you'll be at the Rams. The Rams' issues are Aaron Donald retired, but can turn and fill the gap that's the Aaron Donald left. And does Stafford have enough supporting cast? You know, like your guys' issue, like I mentioned earlier, is the old line. So if Fisk and Turner, somehow get, like I said, with Diego penetrate that offensive line, but they have to answer that during the season. But I'll still give you guys the win over the Rams. Then you'll be again at home against the Cardinals. Cardinals lack our receiver. Will it take to be? How long will it take for Marvin Harrison Jr. to become the number one receiver? Is defense enough to take the next step and running defense? I'll give you guys the win over the Cardinals. Then you'll be at home against the Texans. The issue with the Texans is C.J. Stroud and will Stephon Diggs become a distraction and a problem? But I'll give you guys the loss against the Texans. Then you'll be at Jacksonville. The issue with Jacksonville is defense. Does Trevor Lawrence have enough supporting cast? I'll give you guys the win against the Jaguars. Then you'll be at home against the Lions. The Lions is how well was that golf play, Jared Golf play, and lack a wide receiver. So I'll give you guys the win over the Lions. Then you'll be at Bears. Bears is Williams in the defensive line. I'll give you guys the win against the Bears. Then you'll be playing against. You'll be at home against my Niners. The Niners question is Brandon Ayuk, but I think that's gonna be over before the season starts, in my opinion. It looks like that, but we'll see what happens. I'll give you guys the loss against my Niners. Then you'll be at home against the Dolphins. The Dolphins' issues are replacing Christian Wilkins and the offensive line. But I'll give you guys the win against the Dolphins. Last you saw what happened last year when they went the they went against the Chiefs in the playoffs. They couldn't do anything. The weather play a factor. You're playing at Lambeau. The factor can play a huge factor once again. So that's why I give you guys the win over the Dolphins. Then you'll be at Detroit. I see you guys splitting the season series with Detroit. Then you'll be at Seattle. I'll give you guys the win over the Seahawks. The reason why, because the Seahawks just got a new OC, Ryan Grubb. He has to transition from college to the NFL. And how well will Geno Smith play? So the transition from the college to the NFL takes time. Sometimes it can take the whole season. That's why I give you guys the win. Then you'll be at home against the Saints. The Saints really don't. They're the favorite to win the NFC South, but the issue they lack not enough movement in the offseason. However, Carr and Allen have to do something. Allen has to somehow take them to the playoff and win the NFC South, and Carr has to play better than he did last year and take them to the playoffs. But I'll give you guys the win against the Saints. Then you'll be at Minnesota. The rematch. It's your second game basically against your division rival. I'll give you guys the loss against the Vikings. And then you'll be at home against the Bears. I'll give you guys the win over the Bears and sweeping the season series against the Bears because I feel like Williams is overhyped and I think he's gonna be a draft bust. I know Bears fans probably feel like they found a franchise quarterback, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, like I said, I give the Packers a 12-5 record at the end of the season. The experts are giving you, let me see, an 8-8 record. So Packer fan, what's more accurate, a 12-5 record that I'm giving you guys, or what the experts are giving you guys about 8-8 record at the end of the season? Leave your guys' comments down below. And that's it for this video. Don't forget, this is Sports Addict, where sports, it's all that matters. Until next time.